Saturday. It's about 1 o'clock, I think, and it's not raining, but of course the clouds are grey. It's hard everything. Yeah, it's just about 12 past 1. Very humid, and my car park is actually empty again, so I think the guy finally got the hint, so that's good news. I'm going to get some shopping done because I was stuck inside all yesterday. It was the only chance to go, it was in the morning, and I was indisposed then, so I couldn't. But the afternoon, it was bucketing down. It's the heaviest rain I've encountered up here. We've had some pretty heavy rain overnight, not last night, but the previous night. And the great news is that the monsoon rains are going to make a return trip tomorrow back here. So it's just unbelievable. It just keeps swaying from one section of the north to this next, and it just keeps returning, just sort of going hovering back and forth. It's just absurd, because we got 75 mils of rain yesterday, and I guess we'll be getting a similar amount tomorrow. So I better get out while I can. And as I say, it's particularly unpleasant. I think we'll go to PJ's and have a pint in air-conditioned comfort before I do my shopping at Woolies. I'll also go to Liquorland because I bought Parsons Paddock a cab sab. It was very nice. I've had it before. I think they discounted about 50%. It was only $8, and I think it's normally 16. So it really tasted good. I think actually you want to keep it down to a couple of glasses because it actually tastes good when you first have it. But after that, you know, it's like the Hoegaarden beer. The first couple of stubbies I have of that are really nice, and I wouldn't want to have any more than that at night because it really, the flavour, it just doesn't have the same effect upon my palate anyway. But you know, $8 for the red wine, boy, that's cheap. Might buy a couple of bottles. I just hope they've got supplies there. That's the one. Coles was packed out when I went there and bought that bottle a few days back, but the liquor land was empty. Very unusual, because it's usually packed out, especially late afternoon. But you know, the weather was so bad, I guess people's priorities was just getting food, because like I said, the shelves were getting empty. Presumably some of they've restocked to some degree, but it'd still be pretty tough getting up here because the Bruce Highway's been cut. I imagine that's where most of the semis are travelling, so pretty hard. Sorry about the wind, I know it's a pain. Apparently the GoPro 7 has got much better sound quality than this particular model, which is a 4, that's how far behind I've slipped, and much better picture stabilisation. But I'm waiting for maybe the next iteration of this series to come out, which will have better light sensitivity. That's what I'm looking for, and then I'll buy a new GoPro. The other good thing about the new GoPros is they don't have this shell that you have to take off and put them back on when you want to recharge. It's all just one body, so you don't have to worry about having to put the shell back off and on. So that's an advantage too. It does look like it's a more chic design, the new one, but I'm not going to outlay $600 for a new camera that doesn't tick all the boxes. So, you know, I don't expect. Obviously, I never get zoom in a GoPro because it just doesn't have. It'd be a much longer camera and that would defeat the purpose because it's beautifully compact. But the light sensitivity, just so I can shoot indoors, in bars and places like that, because this at the moment it's just not good enough. You can tweak it a little bit to improve things, and there's YouTube videos on that which are very useful. But ultimately, you want a bigger sensor as well. Apparently the lens is actually another issue too, the f-stop on the lens, because it's a 2.8 apparently is the smallest on this camera, and if you get like a 1.8, that would actually be a lot better apparently. So unfortunately not this stage, but maybe the next model will have that. We'll see. And here's the ubiquitous paddles that I'll have to contend with. I'll have to take the alternate route again, of course, and bypass the footpath. That's a lot of water, not surprised. We did get a horrendous amount of rain yesterday. Well, the morning before yesterday, and yesterday during the day as well, especially the afternoon, absolutely bucketed. And actually, it's not in too bad a shape considering how much rain we've had. If we're in Southeast Asia, it'll probably be up to my armpits in water at this stage, because the drainage just isn't up to scratch. And of course narrower roads, lots of laneways and stuff, but generally that aspect of the infrastructure is not great. But they've got good infrastructure in other ways, so it's all swings and roundabouts. And of course, I got through here okay, it's unusual. Okay, well, I'm looking forward to the aircon pub. I hope this person's going to wait for me. At least I'll have their, no, oh, I don't want to go this way. Just remembered, it's so wet. Like I'm pre-programmed to go down the footpath. There's car drivers ahead just blasting their horns. It's unusual for here. It's like what you get in the big city with people getting impatient. I guess it might be the frustration with all the weather. It's pretty wet. Although not too bad just down here. But yeah, that's strange. But there's a bit of traffic here. Probably people have been waiting to shop, and just for a bit of a dry patch to get out of the house. Yeah, it could probably be fairly busy today, especially with the forecast being so crappy for tomorrow. God, it better be dry in Vietnam. I'll be pretty pissed off if I get monsoonal rain up there as well. It's last time I was there, this time of year, it wasn't too bad. So yeah, we'll see. I've got to go block up the road, so I might as well do it in air-conditioned comfort as opposed to outside. So there's another escalator down there. This is the Cairns Central shopping centre. Never a really big fan of these sorts of places, shopping malls, but the one advantage it does have at this time of year is it gives you a bit of relief from the heat. They've got some good shops here, but I generally just go to the supermarket and what have you. But the credit unions here, that's convenient, and Specsavers, who aren't too bad, they're here too. I even went to that games place and got myself a copy of Civilization a couple of years back. So yeah, I had done a little bit of shopping up here. I bought a pair of shoes, which I could have got cheaper online as it turned out, but mind you, those are the days when you could avoid GST online. Now they're actually slamming 10% on eBay purchases for GST. Not every item seems to have it, but I know it's just the seller's not aware of it, or whether it's not for all items, I'm not sure. But I can see they understand why they're doing it. But no one enjoys paying tax if they can avoid it. So yeah, here's the ATM I usually use. I use that to get cash before going to Vietnam. That's about all I do use it for, apart from way down the pub. So this is the area of the mall downstairs. Got Myer right down the end there. I don't know if even Myer's still going. They've got a lot of problems with that company, Myer. Yeah, but again, I never really shop around this part of the place. You go down that way, you'll get to the railway station, which is has a car park over it. So. Yeah, now back into reality. At least I have a Guinness, that'd be nice. And I did get the grog I wanted, so that was good too. So I got 2 bottles of that Cab Sav, and yeah, they can hear a lot more clearly here. There's quite a hubbub in that place. Another reason not to really like it that much. The the supermarket's quite good, but I'm not a huge fan of those places. Across the yeah, the lights here, you've got a countdown thing, which you don't get down in Melbourne, so I can just race across these lights and know I'm okay. It's not a bad idea, but it might be They probably don't have it for safety purposes down south. But there's the Grand Hotel. Never drunk at the Grand. And there used to be a pub across the way there, but now it's just a hostel. So they have live bands here at certain times of the year. Yeah, good wide footpaths. Good for the electric scooter if I ever get round to using it again. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you or entertainment or whatever. And either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great. But please don't ignore me. That's the worst thing you can do on YouTube, is be ignored.